Hi, this is Adam Ginsberg, and in this training video, I want to talk with you about the difference between category ungating and brand restriction. There are two elements here at play. They're both very, very different, but I understand that it causes confusion as you're figuring out what you can and can't sell on Amazon. One of the beautiful things about the new Internet Mastery community, Spy Rivals 2.0 and Spy Rivals X, is that you can quickly see whether you're eligible to sell an item or not based on your Amazon account. Please understand that every Amazon seller account has different restrictions. It isn't the same for everyone across the board. Now let's just talk about this at a very high level first. A category restriction means that you can't list or sell anything in that category. So that might be shoes, it might be clothing, it might be luggage. Any items that are in that category are going to be category restricted. That would also include beauty, cars and automotive, and other categories that Amazon deems to be gated. Now, the second set of restrictions, brand restriction, means that should you be able to sell in a specific category, let's say that category is toys, you might not be able to sell certain brands in that category. So for example, if you are ungated to be able to sell in the health and personal care category, you would not be able to sell Ginspire Nutrition. That's my brand. That's the brand that we sell on Amazon, and that is brand restricted. So you would need permission from the brand owner to be able to sell that brand. Now, there are different ways to become eligible for different options. So let's start first with category restrictions. So when you are looking to get into a category, Amazon is going to require you to have invoices from an authorized wholesaler. So this is very important. When you are looking to apply for a category ungating, again, shoes, clothing, one of the categories you can't get into, like beauty, without a wholesale invoice, you're not going to be able to get approved. So you cannot use retailer invoices to be approved for a category ungating. Let me say that again. You cannot use invoices from a retailer. You cannot go to CVS and buy 12 bottles of shampoo and then try to get approved and ungated in a category. It simply doesn't work that way. The only way to get ungated in a category is to be buying from a wholesaler and have authorized invoices from that wholesaler. Now, this causes a little bit of an issue, because even if you found the wholesaler, you have to buy the inventory and submit the invoices prior to being able to list the item. So in reality, there's a small possibility that Amazon doesn't allow you to be ungated in that category from those invoices of those items that you purchased. You need to be very careful about this, because typically, if you buy from a wholesaler, that inventory cannot be returned. So you're taking a little bit of a risk. In most cases, if you do it the right way, it is definitely worth it. The reward and the payoff of getting ungated in that category is significant. But just know that, as an example, if you're using the prep center and you're buying from a wholesaler to get those invoices to get ungated, you need to ask that wholesaler to hold on to the inventory, because you can't send, for example, a pallet from a wholesaler to the prep center if you haven't already submitted the prep form. What a lot of people will do is, if their wholesaler will not hold that initial inventory, then they send it to their house. But again, the most important thing I want you to take away from this is that you must buy the inventory to get the invoices, and then you'll submit the invoices to get ungated in the category. And then you can list those items and send them to the prep center or wherever it is that you want to send them to. So the first option is category ungating, and you cannot use a retailer. You can only use wholesale invoices. Now, the second is what we call brand restriction. Now, this falls into two different categories or two different ways you'll get approved. The first way you'll get approved for a brand is simply by clicking the link within your Amazon account and see whether or not you're automatically approved. And I would say on average, it's about 50-50. Now, it really depends on what you're trying to get approved for. So for example, if it is a major brand like Lego or Star Wars or Disney, the likelihood that you're going to click the link and be automatically approved is about 0. So what you'll really want to do in that moment is click the link and say, what happens next? And what happens next will determine whether or not you can sell that item. So if you're automatically approved, you just wait 10 or 15 minutes, your account will update, and you'll be able to list and sell those items. The second is that you're going to be asked for invoices. Again, if this is a brand restriction and you're asked for invoices, those invoices as well must come from a wholesaler. So at a very high level, anytime Amazon asks you for invoices, whether it is for the category or the brand restriction to be lifted, those invoices must come from a wholesaler, not from a retailer. Amazon will never accept retail invoices to get ungated. But the reason that you want to click the link to say, can I get ungated for this item, is because half of the time, Amazon will automatically and instantly approve you. So just because you're doing research using Spy Rivals or Spy Rivals X, and you get a result that says this is restricted, click the link anyway and apply. It doesn't cost anything to apply. There's no harm in applying. You can't apply for too many different restricted items. And half of the time you'll be approved and half of the time you won't. Now, if you are doing research and you're looking at 10 different Lego products, you're obviously not going to be approved on any of them. When I say 50-50, we're concluding here that you're looking at a variety of different items. If you are currently sourcing your product from retailers, a real simple option is just stay away from the categories that are gated. Shoes and clothing and automotive, just stay away from them. Stay away from beauty. Otherwise, what happens is you spend hours and hours and hours finding product, but then can't get approved for any of it because you're not sourcing that product from a wholesale supplier. So I just wanted to spend a few minutes with you and share with you the differences between category ungating and a brand restriction. Once again, use Spy Rivals and Spy Rivals X to speed up that process, to see what's gated, to see what is not gated, and then go out and source the best product you can